Hello guys, good afternoon to everyone. Good afternoon everyone. Important environmental issues. Which could be relevant for your upcoming examination. ठीक है, तो आज हम लोग कुछ इम्पोर्टेंट एनवायरमेंटल इश्यूज के बारे में डिस्कस कर रहे हैं। पिछले 2-3 दिन से हम लोग डिस्कशन कर रहे हैं। आप हम लोग कुछ और भी इश्यूज हैं जो कि एनवायरमेंटल पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से इम्पोर्टेंट है, उसको डिस्कस करेंगे। और एनवायरमेंट में जो क्वेश्चन आते हैं उसमें मैंने आपको हमेशा ही बताया कि जो है वो करंट ओरिएंटेड क्वेश्चन ज़्यादा होते हैं। नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चन जो है वो करंट ओरिएंटेड ज़्यादा होते हैं। तो हम लोग सीधा आते हैं अपने टॉपिक पे। एक इम्पॉर्टेंट जो है पॉइंट था जो न्यूज़ में था, जिसको हम लोग एनवायरमेंटल डीएनए कहते हैं। बेसिकली जब कुछ ऐसे नए टर्म्स होते हैं जो न्यू टर्म होते हैं, या कुछ ऐसे टर्म जो हम लोग इजीली गेस नहीं कर सकते, उस टाइप के टर्म्स जो है वो यूपीएससी पूछ लेती है। जैसे आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछा जा सकता है कि व्हाट इज द एनवायरमेंटल डीएनए। ठीक है, एनवायरमेंटल डीएनए क्या होता है? तो एनवायरमेंटल डीएनए हमारे लिए क्यों इंपॉर्टेंट है? क्योंकि इस से रिलेटेड नोबेल प्राइज जो है वो दिया गया है। तो नोबेल प्राइज की वजह से भी ये हमारे लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है। ठीक है, तो एनवायरमेंटल डीएनए क्या होता है, कैसे इसको कलेक्ट किया जाता है, क्यों ये हमारे लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है, ये सारी चीजें हम लोग यहाँ पर देखेंगे। ठीक है, तो एनवायरमेंटल डीएनए का सीधा सा मतलब ये होता है कि ऐसे डीएनए यानी ऐसा सैंपल, ठीक है, ऐसा सैंपल एनवायरमेंटल डीएनए या जिसको ई डीएनए भी कहा जाता है। ठीक है, ई डीएनए या एनवायरमेंटल डीएनए। तो दो टीम्स ने एक रिसर्च किया और रिसर्च में इन्होंने कुछ जो है वो डीएनए सैंपल्स लिए, और वो डीएनए सैंपल्स उन ऑर्गेनिज्म का वहां से लिया जो हमारे एनवायरमेंट में होते हैं। जैसे अगर कोई ऑर्गेनिज्म मूव कर रहा है, ठीक है, तो उसके फर हैं वो वहां पे एनवायरमेंट में रिलीज हो जाते हैं या गिर जाते हैं। उसके नाखून या उसके अगर वो कहीं से टकराया तो उसके सेल्स। ठीक है, तो कोई भी ऑर्गेनिज्म अगर किसी एक इकोसिस्टम में मूव करता रहता है तो मूवमेंट के दौरान वो अपनी बॉडी के बहुत सारे ऐसे सेल्स को रिलीज करता रहता है, या बहुत सारे ऐसे चीजों को वो छोड़ता रहता है जहां से डीएनए को कलेक्ट किया जाता है। जैसे मान लेते हैं कि अगर कोई एक लायन है, वो लायन अगर पूरे जंगल में घूम रहा है तो कई बार वो क्या करेगा, उसके फर गिर सकते हैं, उसके हेयर्स जो है, उसके म्यूल्स जो है वो गिर सकते हैं, या उसकी बॉडी से कुछ डेड सेल्स गिर सकती हैं। तो ऐसे जब हम कोई डीएनए का कलेक्शन ऐसी चीजों से करते हैं जो किसी भी ऑर्गेनिज्म का अपने एनवायरमेंट में पड़ा होता है, और उसको उठा करके हम लोग डीएनए कलेक्शन करते हैं। जैसे अगर आप देखो किसी भी कोई क्राइम होता है तो क्रिमिनल स्पॉट से हम लोग जो है जो क्रिमिनल होता है उस क्रिमिनल के कुछ ऐसे और चीजों को ढूंढते हैं, जैसे उसका हेयर मिल जाए तो उससे हम उसको रिकॉग्नाइज कर लें। वैसे ही हम लोग इसका एनवायरमेंटल डीएनए का कॉन्सेप्ट है। तो एनवायरमेंटल डीएनए का मतलब होता है कि ऐसा डीएनए जो सारी चीजें वही बायोलॉजी वाली होती हैं, लेकिन डीएनए का जो सैंपल होगा वो सैंपल एनवायरमेंट में किसी भी ऑर्गेनिज्म में या किसी भी ऑर्गेनिज्म का उसके एनवायरमेंट से कलेक्ट किया जाएगा। ठीक है, डायरेक्ट उसकी बॉडी से नहीं किया जाएगा, बल्कि कहां से कलेक्ट किया जाएगा, एनवायरमेंट से कलेक्ट किया जाएगा। तो इस टाइप के डीएनए को ई डीएनए या एनवायरमेंटल डीएनए नाम दिया जाता है। ठीक है, तो एनवायरमेंटल डीएनए एक इंपॉर्टेंट टर्म है जिसको आपको ध्यान रखना है। तो इसमें देखो, इट इज द डीएनए दैट collected from a variety of the environmental samples such as the soil। ठीक है, यानी कहां से, सॉइल से कलेक्ट कर लिए, सी वाटर से, स्नो से, रादर देन द डायरेक्टली सैंपल फ्रॉम एन इंडिविजुअल ऑर्गेनिज्म। यानी किसी ऑर्गेनिज्म से डायरेक्ट नहीं, बल्कि वहां से उसके एनवायरमेंट से सैंपल को कलेक्ट किया जाता है। ठीक है, तो सिंपली इसका मतलब आपको ये समझना है। Various organisms interact with the environment. DNA is expelled and accumulate in their surrounding from the various sources। और जब हमारे इंटरेक्शन होता है ऑर्गेनिज्म का, तो वहां से जैसे हम लोग अगर अपनी बात करें तो हमारे बहुत सारे हेयर फॉल होते रहते हैं, और वो हेयर फॉल अगर हम कलेक्ट करके डीएनए कलेक्ट करना चाहें तो अपने एनवायरमेंट से डीएनए ले सकते हैं। वैसे ही सेम ऑर्गेनिजम्स का होता है उनके इकोसिस्टम में, तो वहां से कलेक्ट किया जाता है डीएनए को, एंड सच टाइप डीएनए इज कॉल्ड द ईडीएनए। Animals shed DNA through their breath, saliva, fur, feces, mucus, and the gametes shed skin, carcasses, hair into their environment. और इनके थ्रू जो है हम डीएनए को रिलीज करते हैं एनवायरमेंट में। तो एनवायरमेंट में वो जो डीएनए जो इनके थ्रू, इन मीडियम्स के थ्रू किसी भी एनिमल या किसी भी ऑर्गेनिज्म का एनवायरमेंट में आता है, सच टाइप डीएनए इज कॉल्ड द ईडीएनए। ठीक है, और इन्हीं को हम लोग ईडीएनए भी कहा जाता है। तो आपसे क्वेश्चन ये बन सकता है, एक टर्म पूछा सकता है कि व्हाट इज द ईडीएनए, व्हाट इज द ईडीएनए। तो इसको आपको ध्यान रखना है, ईडीएनए क्या होता है। ठीक है, एनवायरमेंटल डीएनए से रिलेटेड है, ईडीएनए आपको पता रखना है। साइंस में डीएनए आपने डिटेल में पढ़ा होगा कि व्हाट इज द डीएनए। ठीक है, और डीएनए, आरएनए, या जब हम भी जेनेटिक मटेरियल्स को पढ़ते हैं, सेल्स को, तो वहां पे डीएनए आप पढ़ते हो, लेकिन यहां पर ईडीएनए थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट है। तो जब इस टाइप के टर्मिनोलॉजी आते हैं, जैसे इकोनॉमी में ग्रीन इकोनॉमी का जब कॉन्सेप्ट आया तो यूपीएससी ने पूछ लिया, वैसे डीएनए में जब ईडीएनए हो सकता है ये पूछ लिया जाए, ईडीएनए का क्या सेंस होता है, इसको आपको ध्यान में रखना है। अब ईडीएनए जो होता है इसको कलेक्ट करते हैं हम लोग, कलेक्ट करने के बाद में फिर इसको डीएनए एक्सट्रैक्शन करके फिर पीसीआर टेक्निक के थ्रू हम लोग इसकी जो है वो कोडिंग करते हैं। ठीक है, डीएनए जो है वो कोडिंग वगैरह करके हम डीएनए सीक्वेंसिंग करते हैं, सीक्वेंसिंग करने के बाद में फिर एनालिसिस किया जाता है किसी भी ऑर्गेनिज्म का। ठीक है, तो डीएनए का कलेक्शन किया हमने, कलेक्शन करने के बाद में डीएनए एक्सट्रैक्ट किया, डीएनए एक्सट्रैक्शन के बाद में डीएनए के जो स्ट्रैंड्स होते हैं आपने देखा होगा कि हेक्सिकल या आप डबल स्टैंडर्ड डीएनए हम लोग देखते हैं, तो डीएनए के जो स्ट्रैंड्स होते हैं उन स्ट्रैंड्स को यूज करके और डीएनए को कॉपी करवाते हैं। कॉपी करवाने के बाद में फिर डीएनए की सीक्वेंसिंग करते हैं, सीक्वेंसिंग करके फिर उनकी टैक्सोनॉमी के हिसाब से असाइन करके और उनका एनालिसिस किया जाता है। तो इकोसिस्टम में ऑर्गेनिज्म के एनालिसिस में हम ईडीएनए को यूज कर रहे हैं। ईडीएनए हमारी एक इंपॉर्टेंट टेक्नोलॉजी है, तो ईडीएनए आपके लिए भी इंपॉर्टेंट है। सौम्या शेखर, प्लीज रिपीट द लास्ट सेंटेंस प्लीज। अब मुझे नहीं पता है कि मैंने लास्ट में क्या बोला। ठीक है, ईडीएनए, मैंने आपको ईडीएनए के बारे में नेक्स्ट देखो, अब इसी में such samples can be analyzed by DNA sequencing method known as the metagenomics। ठीक है, मेटाजेनोमिक्स या मेटा बार कोडिंग। और जब हम इस टाइप के ये टर्मिनोलॉजी ध्यान रखना, जब हम इस टाइप के ईडीएनए से सैंपल से सीक्वेंसिंग करते हैं तो इसे मेटाजेनोमिक्स या मेटा बारकोडिंग कहा जाता है। तो मेटा बारकोडिंग या मेटाजेनोमिक्स, ये भी दोनों टर्म आपके लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है कि मेटाजेनोमिक्स क्या होता है, मेटा बारकोडिंग क्या होती है, ये भी आपके एग्जामिनेशन में पूछा जा सकता है। ईडीएनए मेटा बारकोडिंग इज अ नोवेल मेथड ऑफ असेसिंग बायोडाइवर्सिटी wherein the samples are taken from the environment। और ईडीएनए जो है इसका मेटा बारकोडिंग का एक नोवेल आइडिया है, एक नोवेल मेथड होता है जिसके हिसाब से हम लोग असेसमेंट कर सकते हैं किसी भी एनवायरमेंट में पाए जाने वाले ऑर्गेनिज्म का। ठीक है, तो ये चीज आपको ध्यान रखना है। और इसमें जब हम डीएनए को लेते हैं तो पॉलीमेराइज चेन रिएक्शन, पीसीआर रिएक्शन के थ्रू इसको हम क्या करते हैं, इसकी सीक्वेंसिंग करते हैं। तो ये सब कुछ आप अपने साइंस वाले में पढ़ा होगा और बायोटेक्नोलॉजी का ही पार्ट है ये। तो बायोटेक्नोलॉजी में आपने इसको डिटेल में पढ़ा होगा कि व्हाट इज द पीसीआर टेक्निक। ठीक है, पीसीआर टेक्निक क्या होता है, ये सारी चीजें, और नहीं पढ़ा तो देखेंगे। और स्पीसीज, फ्रॉम दिस डेटा स्पीसीज प्रेजेंस कैन बी डिटरमाइंड एंड ओवरऑल बायोडाइवर्सिटी असेस्ड। तो ओवरऑल ये जो मेथड होता है ईडीएनए से जो मेटा बारकोडिंग होती है, उस मेटा बारकोडिंग से हम किसी भी ऑर्गेनिज्म का असेसमेंट कर सकते हैं, हम किसी ऑर्गेनिज्म के बायोडाइवर्सिटी लेवल पे जो है उसका असेसमेंट किया जा सकता है। तो दिस इज द मेथड ऑफ द असेसिंग द बायोडाइवर्सिटी इन एनी इकोसिस्टम यूजिंग द बार कोडिंग। एंड व्हेन वी यूज द बार कोडिंग वी यूज द ईडीएनए, एंड ईडीएनए इज कलेक्टेड फ्रॉम द सैंपल्स found in the or the DNA found in the environment of any organism. In this method, we cannot we cannot collect the DNA from directly from the organism's body. So this is the difference between the normal DNA and the eDNA. eDNA means the DNA which is collected from the environment. The DNA which is collected from the environment is called the eDNA. ठीक है? So it is an interdisciplinary method to bring together traditional field-based ecology and in-depth molecular methods and the advanced computational tools. ठीक है? This is the last step was the DNA sequencing. This is the generally part of the your science and tech, and the dimensions of the environment and ecology we have covered. Now we should move on the next topic, and next topic is related to red sandalwood. Red sandalwood is a very important topic for this examination, for upcoming examination, which will be held on the 5th of June, because a movie that is called the Pushpa, which has come on this topic. That is why this topic is important. And another reason for the importance of this topic is the IUCN status has been changed. This particular red sandalwood, and it is categorized into the endangered category present time. Earlier it is under in the vulnerable category, but now it is transferred into the endangered category. So it is very important for this examination. So we should cover some important aspect of this red sandalwood. Sandalwood spike disease, that is the SSD. It is a disease, it is a communicable disease which is found in this particular plant, and it is caused by the phytoplasma bacteria. It is caused by the phytoplasma bacterial parasites of the plant tissues, which are transmitted by the insect vectors. The carrier of the disease is called the vectors. The carrier of the disease is called the vector in your biotechnology language. And this is the parasite, that is the phytoplasma bacterial parasite of the plant tissue. This bacterial parasite is found in the plant tissue, and because of this parasite, because of this bacteria, disease is spreading, and that particular disease is called the sandalwood spike disease, and in short term it is known as the SSD. Sandalwood is very important plant, and it is uniquely, or it is endemically found in the Seshachalam hills in the Andhra Pradesh. Okay, so it is very important for upcoming examination. So you should focus on this is the bacterial parasitic disease. This is the communicable disease. That means this disease can be spread from one plant to another plant. So it is considered as the communicable disease. Okay. SSD has been one of the major cause for the decline in the sandalwood production in the country. Sandalwood plant is very important plant for us because is endemically found in this Andhra Pradesh region, and the importance of this plant is very high. It is highly demand. It is in highly demand in the at the global level. In the Japan, it is the importance of this sandalwood is very high because many utilization होता है इसका, बहुत सारे यूटिलाइजेशन होते हैं जिसमें म्यूजिकल इंस्ट्रूमेंट में इसके यूटिलाइजेशन होते हैं, तो इसके बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंस है. तो इसका जो बेसिक है, सम बेसिक एस्पेक्ट वी शुड कवर. द सैंडलवुड इज द टाइप ऑफ द deciduous forest. Sandalwood is the type of the deciduous forest. First point you should take into your account, that is it is the type of the deciduous forest. It is endemically found in this, endemically, or you can say that it is the endemic species of Eastern Ghat, in Andhra Pradesh. In particular, Eastern Ghat, Seshachalam hills. This is particularly found on the Seshachalam hills. A movie that is Pushpa, which is based on the smuggling of this particular wood of this sandalwood, and this is called the red sandalwood, also called the Saundarywood, red Saundarywood. In Hindi it is called the Lal Chandan. Lal Chandan. So this plant is found in the temperate region, or you can say in the climatic condition which has the rainfall less than the 150 centimeter. Okay, so this is found in the temperate climatic condition, or the you can say it is found in the subtropical climatic condition. Okay, and this is the deciduous. Deciduous means the climatic condition which face the some dry condition or the some dry season, which has the deciduous type forest. Okay, so endemic species Eastern Ghat, Andhra Pradesh, Seshachalam, deciduous forest, and it is endangered in category endangered in the IUCN red data list category. So IUCN has changed the status of this plant, and IUCN included this plant into the endangered category, and earlier it was in the vulnerable category. Earlier it was in the vulnerable category, but now it is changed into the endangered category. So IUCN red data list status is endangered, and it is the appendix second into the appendix second of the CITES list, because it is regulated. It's a export and import is regulated under the CITES. Its export and import is regulated under the CITES. Okay, and the CITES has included this particular plant into the appendix 2. So it is important for us. Now we should jump on the next topic, and the next topic is related to an organism that is called the swamp deer, or in Hindi it is called the Barasingha. Barasingha, the literally meaning of the Barasingha is the organism which has the 12 horns. The organism which has the 12 horns is called the Barasingha. It is the species of the deer. It is the species of the deer, or the type of the species of the deer, and it is in English it is called the swamp deer. UPSC usually asks some organism which is in the news. What are the application of the red sandalwood? Red sandalwood are used in the musical instrument. Many times red sandalwoods in use in the medicine purpose. So that is why the demand of the red sandalwood is very high. Which is found in the fissile, or the fissile means the solid waste which organism released. Solid waste which organism released. This is the fissile. Okay, Soumya Shekhar. Okay, so next is the swamp deer. Swamp deer is in the news. What is the context of this particular topic? The population of the swamp deer has decreased at the Kaziranga National Park. Kaziranga National Park is one of the important national park in our nation, in our India, which is situated in the Assam on the bank of the Brahmaputra river. Kaziranga National Park is generally famous for the one-horned rhinoceros, but some other important organism found there. And UPSC has asked the question related to the swamp deer last year in 2021. And in this year, it is also important because the census released the data that the population of the Barasingha is decreases at this particular national park. Barasingha, we should know about the Barasingha, some important features of this Barasingha. What is the actual habitat of this Barasingha? What is the main basic feature? What is the specialty the Barasingha has? We should know about that. So firstly, Barasingha means, the literally meaning of the Barasingha is the organism which has the 12 horns. A state animal of the Madhya Pradesh. This is an important point, that the Barasingha is the state animal of the Madhya Pradesh. That means the heartland of the India, and found exclusively in the Kanha Tiger Reserve. Kanha Tiger Reserve is the important tiger reserve located in the Madhya Pradesh. And the habitat, what is the habitat? Which is the suitable habitat for this swamp deer? Isolated localities in the northern and the central India and the southwestern Nepal. That means the locality or the habitat, major habitat of this Barasingha is the northern and the central India. This swamp deer does not found in the South India. This particular swamp deer does not found in the South India, and this is found in the northern and the central India and the southwestern Nepal. Okay, so the Assam and the Nepal is the connected region. Assam and Nepal is the nearby region, and that is why this this particular animal or the organism is found at this region. So what is the threats? Why the population is decreases? What is the cause behind the decreasing population? That the hunting for the horns. Their horns is very important. Their horns is used in medicine, many medicines. Their horns is also used for the decoration. Some people use these horns for the decoration. So for the horns, they have been killed. For the habitat fragmentation. Habitat fragmentation is a major factor for the extinctness of any particular species. At the present time, the habitat fragmentation is a very important cause for the biodiversity loss. So one of the major cause is the habitat fragmentation, and it is considered by the United Nations Environment Program. So you should consider this cause is the most important cause for the extinction of any particular species. And the habitat loss. Habitat loss and habitat fragmentation both are the different concept. Habitat loss means the sequencing or the squeezing of the any particular habitat of any organism. That means the area is decreasing. If the area is decreasing, this is called the habitat loss, because of the increment in the population or the human being population, the requirement of the agriculture land and the requirement of the habitat is increasing, and so we are moving toward the forest region. We cut the plants, we deforested the plants, and we use the agriculture, we use that particular landmass as a agricultural land, or we can use that particular landmass for their habitat or for our habitat. So habitat loss means the area is decreasing or the area is decreasing. Okay, this is the habitat loss. But habitat fragmentation is the different from the habitat loss. We are in the economical development mode. We human being in the present time, we are in the economical development mode, and we started to we started to use the transportation modes. We use to install the railway tracks. We use to install the electricity lines, and these electricity lines or the railway tracks or the roads roads divided this area, and some area are required for any organism, that is called the niche area for any organism, in which they can easily function. And some minimum requirement is there. If we if we started to divide that particular area, or we started to divide that particular habitat, then that organism which are living there are affected. So we should take into account, when we are started to economical development, we should to take in our account during the policy formation that we avoid any habitat fragmentation, because habitat fragmentation affect the organism at that particular region. So habitat fragmentation is also important a factor to reduce the population of any organism. Okay, so the causes by which the population of the swamp deer is decreasing. Now we should look at what is the status of the conservation. What is the status of the conservation? The conservation status according to IUCN Red List, it is in the vulnerable category. It is in the vulnerable category. Vulnerable category means the organism which has lost by the 50% of their population, original population. That means it is in the vulnerable category, and if we not focus to conserve these particular species, then it will be jump into the endangered category, and then after critically endangered category, and then extinct from wild, and after extinct from everywhere. Okay, this is the sequence: vulnerable, then endangered, then critically endangered, then endangered from extinct from wild, and after that extinct. So we should focus to save the population of this particular organism. And according to the Wildlife Protection Act, it is under the Schedule 1. It is the under the Schedule 1. Schedule 1 means the organism which considered into the which entered into the Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. That means they are highly protected. You cannot kill that particular organism which is included in this schedule. So they are highly protected. In the sites, it is considered it is included in the Appendix 1. Appendix 1, that means they are highly regulated by the sites. They are highly regulated by the sites during the import and export. The trading of this particular organism is not valid, or it is not legal at the international level. But after these type of the strict regulation or the strict laws, some poachers are successful to poach that particular organism, smuggle to that particular organism because of their beauty, because of their some important features. So the important feature of the organism is the cause of their death. The important feature of of any particular organism is cause of their death, like the teeth of the elephant, tusk of the elephant. Okay, tusk of the elephant is cause of the elephant poaching. The horn of this particular organism is the cause of their poaching. So it is very unfortunate for us, because these organism is the beauty of the nature. And we also affected the extinction of these particular, if that type of organism will extinct, human being cannot survive, could not be survived in the future. So it is important for us, but we are not aware that particular importance of these type of organism. So this is the picture of this innocent animal, very innocent. Now the next topic is also related to the organism, and the name of the organism is the whale shark. The name of the organism is the whale shark, and this is also called rincondon. Rincondon or the fragmentation means dividation. Fragmentation means dividation of the habitat. Somya Shekhar, that means dividation of the habitat. First, whale shark. What is the context of this topic? The article talks about the rare rescue mission of the 15-foot whale shark led by the Andhra Pradesh Forest Department. That means the Andhra Pradesh Forest Department rescued a 15-foot whale shark. And this article is published in the newspaper. And this is important phenomena for the forest department. This is important news for the forest department or the naturalist, the person or the organization which love the nature, which want to save the nature or the conserve the nature. This is the very important topic, very important news for them. The 15-feet whale shark. You usually listen about the whale as a mammal, and the shark is a dangerous fish. Okay, dangerous organism of the ocean. And the organism which is collectively or the compositively known as the whale shark, this is that particular organism. Whale shark or the rhinocondon typus are the largest of the shark family. This is the organism which belongs from the shark family. Due to the heaviness of this particular organism, it is known as the whale shark. Okay, so whale shark belongs from the shark family, and it is the largest organism or the largest species of this particular family. Distribution often found along the western coast. This organism is found in the India and in the western coast, but it is rescued at the eastern coast by the Andhra Pradesh Forest Department. But usually it is found in the western coast. This of the India. Western coast means the coast of the Gujarat, Maharashtra, Karnataka and the Kerala. But it is rescued in the eastern coast. So you should know about this particular organism, where it is found, what is the picture, what is the nature of this organism, and what is the actual status of this particular region. This organism is facing the threat because of their liver oil and the fins. Their liver oil, cod liver oil, you usually listen. Liver oil and the fins is very precious organism of the precious organs of this particular organism, and because of this these two organs, this organism is facing threat. The poachers kill them, and they extract these particular organs from their body and start to sell or the smuggle. Okay. The conservation status of this particular organism, according to the IUCN Red Data list, it is in the endangered category. So if it is endangered category, it is important itself. So it is very important for your examination, whale shark, because its name is very ambiguous. If the name is ambiguous, you will be confused. You will confuse in your examination hall, and UPSC want to confuse you during the examination. So IUCN Red Data list, it is considered as the endangered category, and according to the Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act, it is under the Schedule 1. That means highly protectable और the highly protection है इसको. साइट्स में अपेंडिक्स 2 में है. ठीक है. साइट्स जो है वो बेसिकली ग्लोबल इंटरनेशनल या ग्लोबल जो ट्रेडिंग होती है ऑर्गेनिज्म की उसको कंट्रोल करता है या उसको गवर्न करता है. तो साइट्स इज बेसिकली फॉर द गवर्निंग और द रेगुलेशन ऑफ द इंटरनेशनल ट्रेडिंग ऑफ द ऑर्गेनिज्म. Now, the next topic is the water hyacinth or the water hyacinth. ठीक है. Water hyacinth. This is a plant, or you can say it is an invasive plant. Invasive plants or the invasive species are the species which is not the particular species of any particular region, which come from the other area. That means the alien species of any particular region. If any species is come from the outside and is started to exploit the resources of this particular area, then this type of species is called the alien species. And if it has the tendency to expand yourself in rapid manner, if this species extend itself in the rapidly, then it is started to invasion at that particular region and started to exploit the resources of that particular area, then it is considered as the invasive alien species. Okay, invasive alien species. It is very important concept. Invasive alien species. Alien species is the species which is not found any particular region and it comes from the outside. And if particular species has the tendency to extend itself in rapid manner, or the rapidly if it extend, then it is called the invasive alien species. So this water hyacinth is an example of the invasive alien species. Alien species. Okay. So what is the context? Water hyacinth is posing a threat to the cage fish farming. It is started to create problem for the cage fish farming. So it is important for us. What is this? It is a plant. It is a plant. Okay. UPSC can ask that the water hyacinth was in the news. What is this? Okay. It is an disease of water, or it is an organism found in the water region, or the any reptiles found in the organism in the water area. ठीक है. तो इस टाइप से कुछ भी क्वेश्चन पूछा जा सकता है. तो आप कहते हैं it is an aquatic plant native to the Amazon basin. That means this particular organism is the native of the Amazon basin. But if it is found in the India, then it is not the native species of the India. It is considered as the alien species, and it has tendency to expand itself. Then it is considered as the invasive alien species. Okay. So it is often highly problematic invasive species outside a native range. If this particular organism is found in the Amazon basin, this basin is suitable for the growth of this particular organism, and it has a balance. But if this organism is found in another region, then the balance should not be created. So it will be the problematic for the other or other areas. Okay. It is also known as the Terror of Bengal. If it is found in the Bengal, it has started to expand itself and utilize the oxygen of that particular aquatic region. If the oxygen demand will be increases, then the other organism will suffer. If this organism will consume all the oxygen, then other organism will suffer. It is considered as the German weed in the Bangladesh. It is considered as the German weed. That means in Bangladesh it is termed as the German weed. Florida devil, all are the negative words in the South Africa. If this particular organism is found in the South Africa, then that particular regional level, at the particular regional level, it is termed as the Florida devil. And the Japanese trouble in Sri Lanka. In Sri Lanka, the Sri Lankan people terms as this invasive alien species as the Japanese trouble. So it is named by the different name at the different regions. In India, it is known as the Terror of Bengal. In Bangladesh, it is known as the German weed, Florida devil, and the Japanese trouble in the Sri Lanka. So you should take in your account that the water hyacinth is important organism and it is termed as the invasive alien species. Why this is considered as the invasive species? The actual habitat because of why this is considered as the alien species or the invasive, because if any particular organism expanded at this particular area, then they started to exploit the oxygen, they started to consume the oxygen. If the aquatic organism started to consume the organism, then the demand of the oxygen at that particular aquatic system will increase. If the demand of the oxygen will increase, then the dissolveness of the oxygen in the water will decreases. Then the dissolveness of the oxygen in the water will decreases. Then the other organism which is found at that aquatic system, then they will suffer. The other organism will suffer. Okay, first one, the oxygen demand will be increased. Oxygen demand will be increases and the dissolved oxygen will decrease. You should know about the dissolved oxygen will decrease. If the dissolved oxygen decrease, the other organism suffer. And then other concept, biological oxygen demand. Biological oxygen demand means the BOD. Biological oxygen demand means the demand of the organism, demand of the oxygen which is required to decompose the organic matter. Means BOD means the demand of the oxygen or the amount of the oxygen which is required for the decomposition of any organic matter, it is called the BOD. If any particular organism will increase or any particular organism is increased in any ecosystem, then the decomposition is also essential part of the ecosystem. The decomposition will take place, and if the decomposition will take place, then the bacteria will require the oxygen, and then the biological oxygen demand will require, because more decomposition, more oxygen required. If the more oxygen required, then the oxygen dissolveness will decreases. If the BOD increases, then it also affect the other organism, and that means the oxygen level will decrease. So these are the consequences of this particular invasive species, and that is why it is called the devil. It is why called the terror, because it affect on the other organism. The native to tropical and the subtropical South America. It is an invasive weed draining oxygen from the water bodies and resulted the devastation of the fish stock. Okay, so this cause for the devastation of the fish stock. Are you getting my point? Whatever I told, are you getting in proper manner? Okay. Now we should jump on the next topic. The next topic is the aquamation. The next topic is the aquamation. Aquamation is basically the amalgamation of the two words. Aquamation is basically the amalgamation of the two words. The first is the aqua and the second is the cremation. Aqua cremation is collectively known as the aquamation. Okay, aqua means the water and cremation to decompose the dead body. Cremation is the method to decompose the dead body. Okay, and if any dead body or if any dead organism is cremated by the aqua and the saline or the alkaline method, aqua plus alkaline elements, through the aqua and the alkaline elements, then it is considered as the aquamation. Okay, what is the context of this aquamation? Why we are studying here this aquamation? Because recently the body of the Nobel Peace Prize winning Anglican Archbishop and the anti-apartheid campaigner Desmond Tutu underwent aquamation. ठीक है, इनकी बॉडी को, एक नोबेल प्राइज विनर थे, इनकी बॉडी को हमने एक्वामेशन किया. ठीक है, एक्वामेशन के में इन्हें किया. तो व्हाट इज द एक्वामेशन? किसका हुआ ये मैटर नहीं करता, एक्वामेशन प्रोसेस आपको पता होना चाहिए. व्हाट इज द एक्वामेशन? इट इज अ ग्रीनर एंड द क्लाइमेट फ्रेंडली क्रीमेशन मेथड. It is a greener and the climate friendly cremation method. Cremation method, when we start to burn any dead body, when we burn any dead body, then it create the carbon dioxide, then it create the carbon monoxide. That means it is very harmful for the nature. It is very harmful for the atmosphere because many gases releases in the atmosphere which is harmful. So it is not the sustainable method to cremation of any body. In the Hindu rituals, the body is cremated through the fire. In the other religious, some religions have the different religions have the different cremation method. In the Hindu religion, the cremation method is through the fire. We put the body on the fire, and the body will start to burn. And the many poisonous gases releases to the atmosphere during this process. So it is not beneficial for the atmosphere. So it is called the greener and the climate friendly cremation method because there is no pollution by this cremation method. So aquamation is the process in which the body of the deceased is immersed for the few hours in a mixture of the water and the strong alkali in the pressurized metal cylinder and heated to around 150 degree centigrade 50 डिग्री सेल्सियस. यानी यहाँ पे एक लिक्विड होता है वाटर और स्ट्रॉन्ग एल्कली, स्ट्रॉन्ग बेस, और उसमें बॉडी को रख करके एक इतना ज्यादा टेम्परेचर क्रिएट किया जाता है, 150 डिग्री सेल्सियस टेम्परेचर किया जाता है कि बॉडी डिकम्पोज हो जाती है. यानी बॉडी क्या होती है, डिकम्पोज हो जाती है, और बॉडी डिकम्पोज हो जाती है फिर उसको रिलीज कर दिया जाता है. ठीक है, वो जो मैटर बनेगा यानी जो बॉडी है वो गायब तो होगी नहीं, वो क्या होगी, उसको रिलीज कर दिया जाएगा. ठीक है, तो इसमें क्या होता है, द कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ द जेंटल वाटर फ्लो टेम्परेचर एंड द अल्कलिनिटी एसिनेट द ब्रेकडाउन ऑफ द ऑर्गेनिक मटेरियल्स. और ये जो अल्कलिनिटी होती है ये स्टार्ट करती है अल्कलाइन ऑर्गेनिक मैटर को जो है ब्रेक डाउन कर स्टार्ट कर देती है. द प्रोसेस लीव्स बिहाइंड बोन फ्रैगमेंटेड एंड द न्यूट्रल लिक्विड कॉल्ड द एफ्लुएंट. ठीक है, और जब आफ्टर दिस प्रोसेस वी गेट द बोन फ्रैगमेंट्स and the neutral liquid which is called the effluent. It is the neutral liquid. Neutral liquid means it is not start to harm it will not start to harm the nature. The decomposition that occurs in the alkaline hydrolysis is the same as the which occurs during the burial, just speed up dramatically by the chemicals. The rate of decomposition in this method, we started to increase the rate of decomposition, and in the short time period, because of the high rate of decomposition, body is decomposed in a few hours. Okay, in the few hours. there is a no tissue and the DNA left after the process of the complete. After this process, there will be no any tissue or the any cells will remain. Okay. Now, next, that means the body 95% water, 5% alkaline plus basic chemical, either potassium hydroxide or the sodium hydroxide or a combo. The elements which is used in this in the alkaline method or in this method as an alkaline or the basic, you can say it basic matter, which is the sodium hydroxide or the potassium hydroxide. Potassium hydroxide or the sodium hydroxide, NaOH or KOH. We use this this basic or the basic matter for the decomposition of the body. The hydroxide breaks the bonds between the chemicals in the body, a process called the hydrolysis. Okay, converting them to the basic building blocks. Heat is used to speed up the process. Okay, now sterile effluent, water, salt, sugar, amino acid, and the peptides plus bone fragments, all the calcium, phosphorus. In the environment ecology, we started we study about that the plants started to make the simple organic matter and they convert the simple organic matter into the complex organic matter. The plants accumulate that simple organic matter from the soil and they started to synthesize that simple organic matter into the complex organic matter. And we consume that particular complex organic matter and start to convert into the more complex matter. If the matter is moving into the food chain and at every trophic level, the matter will get the complexity. And after all, when the matter is converted into the entire body, that means a body is consisting or the body is formed by the complex organic matter. And the complex organic matter, if the complex organic matter, that means the body of any organism is dead. If the dead organic matter is found in the atmosphere, then the some elements or the some organism which found in our atmosphere or in our environment, which is called the decomposer, and they started to they started to fragment that particular complex organic matter into the simple organic matter. And this process is done here by this particular alkaline use or this particular basic use. The same process has done here by the artificial method which decomposes started in a decomposes done in the long duration and it is done into the short duration. Okay guys, so we will cover the next topic into the next day. Tomorrow your marathon class will be done. Okay, so we will cover the next class. We will cover these remaining topic into the next class. So today's class is over. We will meet into the next class. Thank you so much.